Although baseball is no longer an Olympic sport, but America's favorite pastime still has a presence here in China. Today, let's go find out how this sport is doing here.
The Chinese first heard the crack of a bat in the 1860s when an American missionary brought the game into the country. But it wasn't until the end of the Cultural Revolution that many provinces and cities started forming teams. The Beijing Tigers was founded in 1972, and the team is based in one of the several sport training centers in the city, a compound where these baseball players live and train together. They practice for 6 days a week and up to 3 times a day. Only on Sundays that they're allowed to leave the complex and spend time with their families. The Tigers established themselves as a powerhouse in Chinese baseball by winning 8 consecutive national titles in the 1990s and 3 championships in the professional league at the beginning of the new millennium. China's Pro League, known as the CBL, played its inaugural season in 2002. With the help of an American sports marketing company, the league was off to a good start. The new league was successful in attracting several prominent domestic and international sponsors. However, with baseball being excluded from the Olympics and with the international economic downturn, these sponsors started pulling out. By 2009, the 3-month-long season originally scheduled was shortened to 1 month. Each team was only able to play 11 games instead of 30. The lack of playtime has hurt the level of play, which further lessened sponsors' interest in the league. This year, due to the lack of sponsors, the season has been cancelled, and the vicious cycle has resonated among the players.
Right now, there just aren't enough games for us to play. Baseball is a sport that we need to constantly play to get better. The lack of opportunities to play is really hurting us.
Despite being professional athletes, with no games on hand, these players are only paid a salary of less than $400 a month, a meager sum for the Chinese standards. However, that hasn't affected their motivation.
I love baseball, and even without any games, I'd still like to play. When I can't play anymore, I want to be a coach and still be involved with the sport.
They're working hard, hoping one day they'll be able to play again. With major league scouts roaming the handful of baseball diamonds in the country, many of these players have the aspiration to one day ply their trade in the U.S. Wang Wei, the national team catcher whom represented China at the World Baseball Classic and the Olympics, played for the Seattle Mariners minor league team. Since returning to the Beijing Tigers, he has been keen on teaching the baseball concepts he learned in the States to his younger teammates. The Tigers also have a feeder system that provides the next generation of baseball players for the team. Every spring, coaches go to the sports academies around Beijing and invite potential 16 and 17-year-olds to the team's summer camp. At the end of the summer, promising youngsters are offered contracts to join the senior team. Liu Xueming, who has played for and coached the Beijing Tigers for almost 40 years now, believes someday China will have a Yao Ming of baseball.
He will probably be a pitcher instead of a positional player. Positional players need good pitchers to develop their hitting, but pitchers are usually easier to develop. Once he breaks the ice, there will be more Chinese players playing in the majors.
However, the number of people interested in baseball is still insignificant in comparison to soccer and basketball, as a niche sport that's no longer included in the Olympic lineup. China's baseball faces a tough uphill battle to win over both the market and new fans.
I think the future is bright, but it requires persistence. We still have a long way to go, but we'll never give up.
Reporting for East West Sports on BON, I'm Howard Pan.
Hey guys, let's welcome Howard into the studio now. So Howard, man, baseball is known as America's pastime, but how does that translate to here in China? Is there any real interest towards baseball in China?
Baseball here is still relatively unknown compared to basketball and soccer. And kids don't play baseball in gym classes, and there's no little league. And the rules are a little complicated for baseball, so a little hard for kids to get into it. And then, the kicker is like no Chinese stars right now in the Major League Baseball. We were at the June Major League Baseball event here in Beijing, and I did see a lot of interest from the kids who did get to know baseball. And I think it's just a matter of promoting baseball here in China. And ultimately, it's a chicken or the egg question. Funding or interest, one of them got to come first for the sport to really grow here. And I think Major League Baseball or China Baseball Association, they got to step up and really try to promote the sport here. And really the jackpot for the sport is for a Chinese star to make it into the Major League Baseball. And just we see with Chien-Ming Wang playing for the Yankees, if China can find a Chien-Ming Wang, definitely the baseball can take off here.